Yeah, close inspection of the case. Obviously got hot, but not so hot that it seems to have damaged. And the paint has obviously started to sizzle, and I think this area here was the area that caught on fire. I mean, magnesium can burn. That must have been that, because you see this slightly cracked, and it seems to be indented down just a little bit down here, right there. But as long as the clutch drum, see, this part's the important part here, in the shaft, it's all intact. So the clutch drum should go down, screw on solid to here, and that's all that matters. Might have to clearance it a little bit here, but this is not structural. This is just a thin part here. And yeah, I took the oil pump off. It looks fine, and the seal under the crank seal down in there, it seems fine. And there's a rubber tube where the oil comes into the oil pump, and another rubber tube, it exits the oil pump here and goes in and comes out here for the oiling the chain. The rubber is in perfect shape. It's supple. So, and so you can see the oil pump has grinding marks where the overheated clutch drum dug in as it got turned red hot and warped and started to dig in. But it's not, that's just the surface metal. It's not doing anything. And so I don't see why the saw shop would have insisted on a new case if they wanted to help a person out. Doesn't affect their bottom line, I don't know if they have to guarantee their work, or they could put a conditional guarantee of some kind on it. New case half, which means removing the carburetor, oil pump, muffler, everything up top, and then unbolting the case, pulling it away, removing the cylinder, gasket and everything. And that's a lot more labor. A lot more labor. So as far as I can see, all it needs is, okay, there's your chain brake spring. They're just missing a little spring here from this little thing up to here, under here, just a small short spring on this lower thing here, that lower thing, spring from there, just on the other side of that, underneath here. So yeah, this spring hooks on there, and then that's your chain brake. So and then the brake band for the chain brake just hooks in here, and then it goes around the drum, and it connects. Tail of it hooks in here, and then goes around the clutch drum and hooks onto there. So the only parts that were damaged, the main issue was, there's your clutch that goes on, and there's your clutch housing. The whole thing was caused by the overheating, by the brake band riding with the friction of the brake band on the clutch housing and holding back the clutch, which then probably spun the clutch inside the housing, or the crankshaft turned. Yeah, and it might have spun inside the clutch housing, and or spun friction with the brake band spinning on the outside of the clutch drum housing. Created a whole bunch of heat. So hot, this whole thing, it's all warped, see, from the heat. It got red hot and caught some of this magnesium on fire. It started to burn and singe the paint here. But it didn't, and dug it, and the warpage of the housing being red hot started to cut a groove in the top of the oil pump housing here. as it went around. But, you know, they could have just said, well, you know, replace it in its parts. Here's what's left of the brake band, just totally smoked. And the needle bearing cage, which goes in here, just a couple needles left. The cage was just probably disintegrated. But I mean, even the sprocket looks discolored, probably from the smoke. Seems fine. Can use that again. The top and bottom washers, they seem fine. The snap ring, maybe replace the snap ring. The oil pump drive was melted, so that's a replacement. It's melted down here, see? And the cover, which covers up your chain brake spring, this here needs replacing. See, that's like. And this little plastic cover, another little. Okay, so all of the heat from the drum wasn't going down into here so much and damaging the seal and overheating the cylinder. It was just going up, like the drum was red hot and it was all radiating up, and it melted this plastic cover here. Yeah, and this little plastic cover here, it just snaps into place right here. Over here, like that. So this little thing, melted. So I just had to purchase this. It's just a few dollars for the OEM piece, and this piece here. I mean, we're talking 25 bucks maybe for this or whatever, and maybe like 5, 6, 7, 10 bucks for this thing. And so those two pieces needed replacing. And the worm gear that drives the oil pump. It just basically sits right like that, and that's it. And that little spring here goes in a groove here, this little groove. There. That goes over with the clutch there. And so we would just need the clutch. We need the clutch housing. Yeah, the thing is with me, I can't prove that the compression is within spec and the crank seal down in here, there's no vacuum leaks, because I don't have the testing tools for that. But I did look in the cylinder with a bore scope. I did not see any scoring on the cylinder. It's all nice and shiny. And when I started it up, it seems to run really well, no problem. So it's literally half-hour labor to replace the brake band, the clutch, the drum, the worm gear, and these two plastic pieces. And the bearing cage, this is all that was left. There's two needle bearings out of the small bearing cage that fits inside here. So that's a half-hour labor. 30 minutes. Just let me get the price on all these OEM parts for you. Yeah, so like now that I've blew all this out and washed it out and blew it dry, cleaned it, determined what I think needs to be replaced. All that really has to be done now is like, also there's a little tiny spring onto this lever, onto that post. There. So put that spring in first. Drop this into place. Hook it onto this post here. Take your new oil pump worm gear. Drop it in. Grab your bottom washer here. Drop it on. Grab your new clutch. Spin it on. Your new drum. There's your oil pump drive slot there. Drop it in. Turn it till it drops into the oil pump. Feel it hook into the oil pump. Just a dry run here to show you how quick it is to repair this thing once you got the new parts. So, okay, in. Drop your new needle bearing cage in here. Drop your chain sprocket wheel here. Stick your washer on here. Washer. Grab your snap ring. Drop it in. Get your new chain brake band. Hook it here. Loop it around here. Hook it into here. Stick it down in there. Chain brake's all done. Your oil pump, clutch, and sprocket are in. You know, all in. Drop your new cover on here. One screw there, one screw there. Snap your other little plastic cover in here. The one that this has got melted. And, you know, you're done. Basically, drop this in, screw this into place. There's a screw there. Get your bar and chain, stick it into place, drop your cover on, tighten her down, and you're done. That was like less than 10 minutes. Probably a little more, about 5 minutes labor with those parts. And you're 100% back up and running. The shop's repair quote said, it said replace this entire case half, which means you have to pull the carburetor off, the muffler off, undo the case, take the cylinder off, pull all that out. You need some special puller or something, maybe, you know, $300 for the case, $150 for the new oil pump. I checked it. It looks fine. Okay.